I am Chomky. I own the biggest nation on the server called Siamese Kingdoms, and I hope to change the server with the community.
You could unmute
For
and
you. Hello,
your
I'm
introduction of your
Maurice.
platform.
I'm running for community president this election again for the third time now. I'm in the United Counties as the governor of Oregon. So basically, I went full circle in nations.
So I'm Sleep. I think that we should take a more slow approach to this Pixlies reset. I think we should have a better war section, make more solid punishments, refine the rules a bit more, limit wars, limit the community president's power a bit more, and yeah, just make the server more enjoyable and active.
So for Maurice, we have a first question for Maurice. Why do you like a trade-based economy?
I prefer trade-based economies mostly due to personal preference. I mostly prefer them due to, well, they make people engage more directly, which extends the roleplay aspect mostly, which I find personally quite interesting.
I feel like trading is good because it builds bridges between players, but also I think that it's good to have some of your own materials as well, because obviously you don't want to rely on other people, because then it would just make the server sort of less fun and you don't put any effort into anything. But no, I'd like to promote trading because there is virtually no trading in Pixlies at this point. But yeah, no, still keep that element of working hard to get what we want.
I like to say sometimes it's better not to have trade because sometimes the prices go way too high, and people try and challenge that price, and people stop trading when it gets too high.
Well, I would like to add something to Chomky's point.
Alright.
It's literally the supply and demand. If someone really wants to get rid of something he has and he does a very stupid price for it, well, he has to lower the price eventually, else nobody's going to buy it.
As I've said many times before, I think centrism allows for people to openly express their opinion freely in this government where there's no bias in the government. But yeah, honestly, like, I don't really know what this has to do with anything, but yeah, I think it will just give good progress to Pixlies, I guess.
Why do G-Polls always manage to get a community focused on war and shit rather than world building and roleplay, which is what G-Polls should actually be, rather than what is morphed into what is a bunch of edgelords defining the community?
I would just like to say that my campaign has got stuff to do with world building and helping people get started. Like for instance, public farms, so people can actually start getting food easier and building quicker. Well, the problem is that it's quite hard to stop doing that because there will always be people who are going to try and cause issues for people.
The question why people focus on war is simple. It's easier to wage war and take something by force than to actually create something. It takes you probably on Pixlies like a week to get if it's going to be 1v1 to get the gun, necessary ammo, the equipment, and be ready for war, while it takes you multiple weeks to build an actual city. Pixlies already treated the symptoms of that problem by making it impossible to take inhabited chunks, but that's not the best solution in my opinion, because if you can't take inhabited chunks, you can just abuse that by basically putting all your valuable stuff into inhabited chunks.
What I'd suggest is completely removing nukes because I feel like Pixie's fun has come to a point when people are so Maury. But the thing is, I think we should completely remove nukes because I think continuously, especially through these past few months, nukes have never been fun. They've never helped they've never helped the community. It's literally just become a case of just, oh yeah, let's just nuke these guys that we don't like. And it comes to the point of harassment. And I'm going to admit, okay, I'm going to be the first one to admit, yes, I've done this as well. But I think almost every sort of very active player has done as well. And it's never ended well. It's never been fair. Everyone's like, at least someone's come out of it being upset. So if we did nerf nukes, they'd be pretty much useless and it would just be unneeded work. So I honestly think it would be best for the server if we just remove nukes entirely for the next reset.
Which I find interesting is you change your opinion quite a lot. A few weeks ago, back when the big nuking happened, you were completely against removing nukes actually, and now you just flipped your opinion. Like it feels more like
I
you
made
just
a poll on it.
try to appeal to the biggest majority while not having a consistent policy. To ask, what big initiatives did you start in your first term?
I actually made a lot of polls that I wanted to pass down to Brad, but he completely ignored them.
And actually,
I intend, because I knew that I was going to be the first ever fully active community president. I actually took my time to make polls. One thing about you, Maurice, and the reason why a lot of people won't vote for you is because as a leader, you've constantly shown your inability to listen to people's opinions. And the thing is, this job isn't about power. This job isn't about being a developer, which is what Brad did. It's about listening to the community and conveying that opinion into the staff team. And I think that's something that people don't understand.
So I've got two things about the conversation that just happened. First of all, as much as I would dislike to be nuked, and I've said many times that I don't want to be nuked, but the thing is that if you remove nukes, then half of the items in Pixlies Fun will be just completely useless.
yeah, but isn't that already like the problem about Pixie's Fund? It's only,
To be honest, yeah.
well, yeah, maybe somebody should have to have an initiative or a plan to fix that first. Like the thing is, in the moment where you come into a position of power in Pixies, and that goes to all candidates, no matter if you get a helper or moderator or committee president, you have to basically, you know, this one meme which is like, I receive this and you receive that, trade deal. It's literally that, which is the difference is that what you will basically receive power, but you also have to give up a lot of your activity on the server. Because when you do something, then people are going to be like, oh, either you abuse, or they will just hail you and not vote for you next time. That's a problem with Sleep's thing.
Exactly, and I've learned that from my last term, okay. And I've learned that one of the main reasons why I didn't win my re-election was because of the bad look I gave myself, and that's the reason why I don't intend on being as active as I usually would.
Oh yeah, and may I ask, I remember back last election when Brett actually won. You mass pinged a heck ton of people actually. Like a lot, and you still lost the election. Doesn't that kinda prove to you that, well, you're kinda unpopular? You are not in touch with the community anymore. So
Okay,
basically people only voted
firstly-
for you because the Matt Cobra alternative was was worse.
The thing is, the reason why people didn't vote for me is because I'm going to be honest, it wasn't the best thing. And I've reflected on that. A lot of people actually voted for Brad, and like when I asked them instead of me, which honestly, looking back, it wasn't a very productive and or very sort of nice thing to do. And I won't be doing that for this election because I don't see, I don't really want to pull people into this community president thing because it's honestly their choice.
Okay, but if you don't really join the server, doesn't that mean that you kinda staying out of touch with like the community?
Well, no, I'm not active on the Minecraft server itself, but I do look at Earth chat, I do look at all of the chats, and I do respond to people. The thing is, like, I don't know. I'm saying I don't want to be very active in the Minecraft server because then that'll pull me into the geopolitics, and as I've seen before, it doesn't work out very well, especially for the community, because I've learned to understand that there is this natural sort of bias that comes with it, even if I'm aiming not to have it. Because I considered everyone's suggestions if I thought they were sensible ones that would actually help the server, which was actually surprising a lot of them. So I did actually listen to good ideas, even ones from Maurice, Chomky, literally like anyone in the server. If they came up with a good suggestion, I'd suggest it to the owners.
Could I just input something about what you just said?
Sure.
They're muted. Oh, I'm just gonna say anyway. But
Yeah, go ahead.
like the thing is like you saying that, isn't that the job, and you shouldn't like have to say that you're going to input someone's like suggestions? Because like what you just said is like you're almost as though you're choosing who gets their suggestions pass it along.
If I think no, like things like, oh yeah, no, let's just blow up the whole server. Of course I'm not going to put that to staff. Like that's what I meant by sensible suggestions. Like, yeah, I think even like Mick agreed when I asked him for like feedback. He said, oh yeah, no, like you're pretty sensible with all the suggestions and things. Like it isn't a personal bias or anything. It's literally just things that would help the growing community in the server and try to keep new players there.